the sort of luck and strategy of
Backgammon.
Backgammon.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Hi, I'm Rudi and this is Big Note, a shame-free zone where we celebrate what makes you a bit of a big noter. Ziggy Ramo, what turns you into a big noter?
Oh my God, I thought you were going to say what turns me on. I was like, what? What turns me on is backgammon. Yeah, nah, seriously though, I am very into backgammon. And I was thinking about that when I was coming in. I was like, how good do I say I am? My family are really good. So they would probably say, like, I'm lying out of my teeth if I say I'm the best, but there's 6 people in my family, so I'm probably top 2. And I'm not 2, I'm 1.
I'm gonna get you to take a full step back. What is backgammon?
I mean, backgammon is life, you know, it's a way of life. No, it's a board game. It's kind of like checkers meets chess, meets something with dice. But yeah, it's like this strategy game that you roll dice and the dice like kind of dictates how much you can move. And it's a race to get all your pieces off the board and whoever gets them off first wins.
How did you actually get into playing backgammon? Why did you get into playing backgammon?
Yeah, my parents indoctrinated me. I'm the youngest of 4, so there's 6 of us. So we would all be like around the table, and if you won, you got to stay on. And so it was just like this competition.
So how seriously do you take your backgammon?
I feel like as I've gotten older, I've like tried to, you know, tone it down, but it's hard to tone it down because I just want to win. There's strategy, there's chance, and it's all pattern recognition.
I feel like there's a really good metaphor in here about like music careers, the sort of luck and strategy of
Backgammon. Oh my God, that's amazing.
So backgammon,
Yes.
your game, yeah. Backgammon. I feel like there's a really sort of good metaphor kind of going on here about like you can have all the luck in the world, but if you don't have the strategy to kind of back it up.
Like the first rolls that you get ultimately set the strategy in what you should be playing. And it's like, are you responsive enough to go with what the dice is doing versus like what your just like wants and desires are. And I think that's like such a similar thing with, you know, a career in the arts. It's like, it's very non-linear, you know, like no one can say, if I just do A, B, and C, I will end up at this point.
Has there been a time in your career where you've taken a calculated risk?
Yeah, totally. Like contextually in backgammon, right? Because the dice determines how much you have to move, there will be times in a game where you have no choice but to take a risk. That can be really devastating, but then it can also be like the greatest thing ever, where it's like you put yourself out there and like make an overly aggressive move because you feel like you have to, and then it leads you to like, in the next 2-3 moves, you've won the game, like because of this calculated risk that you had to take. And the strongest example of that is with like little things, you know, it's like the idea of rewriting from little things, big things grow is like an overly aggressive, stupid move. Like that's not like
so overconfident,
like,
right?
It's crazy, it's like crazy. But it was that whole thing of like where I got asked to do like a version and that song was floating around, and as I started learning it, it just felt like I kept on getting these signals of like, I had something to say and write, and then, you know, the next moves just kept on occurring where it's like Paul had reached out and that song was sitting there, and then him and Kev both kind of resonated with it, and then the song's finished and that next kind of calculated risk was like, well, I just want, like I see this vision of like the opera house and that, and it's all of this thing where it's like, if you don't kind of take that calculated risk and throw yourself out there, like that's not going to happen.
What advice do you have for someone who wants to be a better big noter?
Obviously, learn how to play backgammon. Step 1. No, I don't know. It's like, I think it's just when you're, you know, it's that line between like confidence and arrogance. I think if you are passionate and you work hard and diligent and you apply yourself, like I think you're doing like a disservice to yourself to not hold yourself with confidence, because that's earned, right? You've put in the time, And that's the thing, is I think like big noting isn't just about what you say outwardly. I think like for me, my biggest relationship with big noting is like inwardly. I'm always telling myself that I can do stuff, because I think that's like the most powerful thing. It's like, if you believe that you can do it, if you big note to yourself, then it doesn't matter what anyone else says, because like you will just keep doing it until you prove everyone wrong. A very simple way to say that is, my parents always said, just apply yourself. It doesn't matter the outcome, just apply yourself. And I think that's big noting, right? It's like, apply yourself, give yourself the best chance, and the chips fall where they fall, you know? Like, it doesn't, like, let go of the outcome and just like go for it.